Hello and welcome to this review of probably the cheapest watch you're ever going to see. This is a unbranded watch which I managed to buy new. I actually bought two, this one and the gold one here. I bought them from Noon.com here in Dubai, which is the UAE's kind of version of Amazon, which is quite a reputable website. And you can buy all sorts of stuff on there. I do some shopping on there and I came across this. This cost just $1.36. $1 for this watch, shipped. And believe it or not, it actually came the next day as well by courier delivery. Now, how can you possibly make a watch this cheap? It beggars belief. Now, the first thing you notice when you actually touch it is how light and flimsy it is. It is completely plastic. So all this that looks like steel or sort of silvery colored metal is indeed plastic that has just been painted. You do get a fake leather strap, which doesn't look all that terrible, to be honest. You would expect to pay at least $1 for something like this strap on its own. The most expensive part and the best made part is probably the buckle, which is actually metal compared to the rest of the watch, which is plastic. We've got a plastic crystal, of course. We've got a plastic case back in the same finishing as the metal. Now this silver one is actually finished a bit better, but you do still get some little marks, scratches, nicks, burrs from the plastic molding. But I've got to give them that it does work. And you know what? It doesn't look all that bad, especially from a distance. And I think that's the point here. You've got to make a watch that people are going to be led to buy just by pictures on the website. And it does actually look quite decent on the website, and I'll put a little picture of the screenshot here on the left so you can see the listing. Now this watch was sold by someone called Angel City on Noon.com. So they listed it as a Sabaok 0135. Now there's no branding anywhere on the watch, so I expect this has just been imported in bulk from China on something like Alibaba and then sold through this website. But still, the price beggars belief. The movement inside this, and I don't know if you can hear it. Oh, it seems to have got quieter all of a sudden. This was the loudest watch I've ever heard last night. And all of a sudden, as I'm recording this video, it's actually stopped making so much noise. Seems to have fixed itself. Anyway, the movement is of course quartz, and you just pop the crown. As you can see, the little jiggly hands there. Maybe I was a bit rough with it. Fairly straightforward to set, just 3-hand movement. Pop it back in and it'll carry on. Oh, it's got loud again. Can you hear that? But it does keep reasonably good time. I had them running overnight and it did actually keep reasonable time, as you'd expect a quartz movement would. Now, the strap, as I said, is fake leather. It is in this alligator sort of style. The dial is probably the most interesting part, and actually, if it wasn't for the rest of it, perhaps this would actually look quite cool. It's this kind of rainbow effect glitter with these gold markings, gold hands. The hands themselves are actually quite nice and simple. The crown is dead small, quite simple as well. The finishing on this one isn't terrible, but you can definitely feel that this is a cheap watch if you were to hold it. Now, the reason I'm not showing you the gold one yet is because I've actually popped the back off this so you can see the inner workings. Now, we've got a very large movement holder there and an incredibly long crown stem, so clearly they've used a very small cheap movement in here. This is actually the GL68 Chinese quartz movement, and I would be surprised if you can probably find that battery that is powering it for the same price as the entire watch. The movement itself is really quite small. I can actually pop this little thing out, the little movement holder, so you can see it in a bit more detail. Again, probably really simple and cheap, although I did notice people were selling this movement on its own for about $3 to $5 online in my initial search. So again, how can you make an entire watch, case, bracelet, or strap should I say, even if it is fake leather, even if it is plastic, how can you make it so cheap? And you know what? The quality is terrible, but for $1, you've got to think, maybe it is worth it, I don't know. I should say as well, I'm in no way affiliated with the seller or with Noon.com. I was actually shopping for other stuff when I came across this. Let me do you a quick sort of wrist shot. I've actually never put this watch on, so give me a minute, see if it even fits my wrist. So here we have it on wrist. I have a 7 3/4 inch wrist. It doesn't look too small on me, although I do wear a 39mm Rolex as well sometimes, and yeah, I mean, there's no comparison. But it is a fairly small watch, but it is still a men's size. It's 9mm tall, and I think the lug to lug is around 46 on this. It's a 20mm strap. But, you know, nothing to write home about, but nothing terribly offensive. But yes, I will not be wearing this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. We'll see. So my closing thoughts on these two then, well, they are exactly what you pay for. You do get a bit more than I expected, but it doesn't make up for the quality. Watches are the sort of thing where, you know, you get exactly what you pay for usually. It's rare that you don't. And for $1.36, I was intrigued for sure. And these two have surprised me to some extent, but I will not be wearing either of them. I won't even give them away as gifts. So there you go, guys. Those are the cheapest watches possible to find online in Dubai at the moment. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I do proper watch reviews, so please like and subscribe and have a look at my other videos. See you next time.